So Ben, and who are some of your heroes?
I love clowns. They're my inspiration.
Have you ever met a clown you didn't like?
No. All the clowns I've met are very nice. And they have such a great heart, and they're so special, and it's great to meet them all the time. They're very willing, they're very kind, wonderful people. I was fascinated also by clowns when I was just a little boy.
Ready? Abracadabra! And we'll see what happens. Whoa!
A clown?
Yeah.
Why do you want to be a clown?
Because when people laugh.
Oh, do you like to laugh?
Yeah.
And you like to make other people laugh?
Yeah.
Oh, and what is the favorite thing about clowns that you like the most?
They make funny faces.
They do? Oh, no. They do. Benjamin, what are you doing with a spatula and a spaghetti spoon in your hand?
I'm a juggler.
You're a juggler. Oh,
Yes,
my.
that's what clowns do.
They do?
Yep, watch. Okay, here I go. See that? See
Wow.
that?
Did you say you worked at Cracker Barrel now?
Yeah, I work at Cracker Barrel. I'm a greeter.
Ooh, I bet you're good at that.
I am. I always take people to their tables, and I make everybody happy. I heard nice compliments. The bosses are very happy, and I make everybody happy. I'm a happy man for the rest of my life. And I'm the man to take care of myself.
No, you rock. No.
You rock.
You rock.
No, you rock.
You rock.
You rock harder.
You rock harder.
You rock harder wrist.
Harder wrister.
You're a harder rock harder Nina.
We both rock.
This is true.
What do you say about the challenges of Williamson? How would you characterize those?
Well, there are many, different challenges, such as all the people here are really nice and really friendly and love to hug people and everything. And, I think that's a challenge sometimes because, if you're meeting a stranger and you go up and hug them, you never know how people are going to react to that friendliness.
Open up the floor. Is there anything that you want to say that we hadn't talked about?
Just because we all deal with things differently doesn't mean that you get to the point where there's teasing to the point where, it really damages people, mentally and emotionally.
Tell me about what was a tough time.
One tough time I was trying to be nice to someone and they didn't listen to me. I tried to tell them that I'm always nice to you, and then they hurt my feelings by telling me, you're not, and they broke my heart.
And was that at school?
Yeah, I was in a school.
Tell me about Williams syndrome. What's it like?
It's hard because you are so beautiful, but you have so many health problems that you can't take care of, or it's hard to handle.
What is it about Williams syndrome that you had to go to the hospital for?
My back was very crooked when I was born, and I had some tough times.
What is Williams syndrome?
Wisdom is kind of thing like ABC, and it's kind of kids like have braces on, or they can't walk or anything, so they have to wear braces on their legs when they're broken, stuff like that. So afterwards, my mom said I can get straight for my back.
Oh, you're going to get straight for your back. I see.
And that's what Williams syndrome is.
Oh, is it fun to have Williams syndrome?
Oh, sure.
You don't want to walk today. Go to stairs for me. Hey, go to stairs. Okay.
I had to wear a back brace for 12 years. That is a long time. That's hard. To go through every day, coming home from school, taking the sweaty brace off and starting sweating the whole day. It's hot. It's uncomfortable. I couldn't roll over like I can now. I couldn't hug like I can now, so it was hard to deal with that pain for a long time. And I really didn't enjoy it, but I had to do it. There was no choice. Like, I remember when I was in Minnesota with my mom. I just remember we were in the mall together, and I can't believe I still remember the story. It's hard to remember, but I do. We were in the mall, and I was with my mom, and we were looking around, and we went to the ice cream store at the mall, and you said, "Tomorrow's the day." I was very scared, as I didn't know what I was going to do, and I was very scared to know that I was going to have a surgery that day. And seeing all that equipment is like, oh man, am I going to be here or not be here? It's a tough subject, but I'm trying my best to deal with it.
They were hoping to get a 30-degree correction because all the indications were that his spine was already very non-flexible. But it turned out that they were able to get a 75-degree correction. So everybody thought it was just, phenomenal. So he went in the hospital, he went in the OR in the morning, like 8 o'clock in the morning, 4'4". And when we first saw him in the ICU at 10 p.m. that night, he was 4'8". It was like, literally, we didn't recognize him. It was like, who is that giant kid? When you hurt the most, you still could smile. And then the next day, when you felt better, and I heard you say, "Oh, nurse," that's when I knew you were going to be okay.
Even though I'm a nerve-wracking person, I could still be a charmer.
Ben has severe stenosis problems. So it's supravalvular aortic stenosis, which is the classic sort of Williams syndrome marker, which is a very distinct narrowing just above the valve, the heart valve. And for most kids with Williams syndrome, that's all there will be. So he has, basically multiple narrowings throughout his vascular system. First surgery was at 6 weeks. That's when they repaired the SBAS. They did the standard repair. He came home and was home for 4 days and then, got really bad. I basically called the cardiologist, said, something's wrong. He said, start driving. By the time we got there, within an hour of us being there, he had to be intubated and was, in a really critical heart failure. They utilized the technology that they had just learned from kids who had fallen through the ice, where they actually packed Ben in ice, lowered his body temp way down. I don't know what it was anymore. So that because they had to, in order to fix the arch, they had to take him off bypass. So he was off everything, and he was off for over an hour and a half. The doctor had never had anybody off that long, and they had no idea, how it was going to go or whether there'd be damage or, any of that kind of stuff. The fact that he's asymptomatic, it's clear that the total blockages have happened slowly, over a long period of time, and his body has just made adjustments along the way, so that now he's got, other vessels that are doing the job of the carotids instead. We had flow studies done, and they basically just shook their head and said, okay, well, it works. If he has a problem, call us. If not, don't. But he's kind of a mystery man, in that regard. We can't all be happy every minute. So if something makes you sad, what do you do, Ben? What do you do to get back to being in a happy mood? A lot of times when we're in a bad mood, you help us by you making us happy, just with your joy that you show all the time. But how do you do that for yourself?
I don't know. Well, I do know, actually. After thinking about it, I do know. what I do is hopefully I'll get some special phone calls that'll make me feel better, or saving my girlfriend that'll make me feel better, or someone talking to me and what's wrong, what happened, or just hanging out with my family or hanging out with my girlfriend will help a lot, and so that always helps. You know, a special someone in your life, they're always there for you, no matter what kind of mood you're in.
There was a time, might have been a couple years ago now, that he actually was sad enough about his lack of close friends that he cried. It was hard. Twice in 4 years of high school, he was invited like out for coffee. That's it. You know, nobody ever took him to a baseball game, took him to a basketball game, took him to any of that stuff. It was pretty painful for me to go. Sometimes I just sit in my car and watch. And it was really hard because he looks lost a lot of the time. You know, he just finds his way to half full, to the glass being half full.
We're all basically very, very similar. 99.9% of our genetic information is identical. What separates us as individuals is 0.1% of our genes.
There are 20 genes or so that seem to be missing in Williams syndrome, in that region of chromosome 7 that gets deleted. Whatever's missing is causing some fundamental problems in the circuits that underlie cognition. But the absence of that is then creating an opportunity for building circuitry in other areas, let's say auditory function, music appreciation, social cognition, that in fact are atypical on the other side, that they have almost savant-like skills in those areas.
It's a very, very small set of genes surrounding the elastin gene on chromosome 7. We have 30,000 genes in the brain. We're talking about 20 or 25 genes in one little place on one particular chromosome. And it turns out that when that is missing, when that lops off in the very, very earliest stages, it gives rise, wherever that occurs in the world, to an individual with a very unusual profile.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
The main brain.
please welcome the main brain, Vince Fontaine. Yay!
Except because tomorrow night, yours truly, the main brain, Vince Fontaine, will be emceeing the big dance bash down at Rydell High School in the boys' gym. And along with me is going to be Mr. TNT himself, Johnny Casino and the Gamblers. So make it a point to stop by the joint at Rydell High School, 7:30 tomorrow night.
Sweet. Great.
Both are the big father tree down the road here from me, where you lay all the dollar too. We come round the bend, we come back again. They're just full of girl Mountain Dew, oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Abby. That is awesome.
Sing some more.
Good job.
Sing some more.
Come on, give it to us.
Well, they call it that good old Mountain Dew, and them have refused it on my view. So I'll give you my mug, give you hush up my mug with a good old Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
All right. Good job.
That's great. You like that kind of music, huh?
Where are you going?
They overreact, and they overreact in both directions. So this is, again, dysregulation. So they can be overly happy, they can be overly upset, they can be overly anything you can think of.
Abby, we're going to add the harmony later. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know when to harmonize. This is not the first take. I want to do some harmonizing. I want to do some harmonizing.
Heart to heart, we're all the same.
Tell me 5 things that you're interested in.
Welding, music, let's see, cable aerial tramways, the big ones that go up on top of the mountain. I like those. Let's see, symphony orchestras I love big time. Jazz groups I like big time. Country music groups I like big time. And let me see, and jellyfish. I can tell you anything you want to know.
Jellyfish. Anything I want to know about jellyfish?
Okay, so if I wanted to weld a jellyfish,
You can't do it. You couldn't do it. There's only two things you can't weld, the crack of dawn and a broken heart you can't weld.
Yeah.
I do the best jellyfish thing you ever heard. It is so funny you'd laugh your head off if I did it at camp.
Yeah?
Hey, let's hear it.
Yeah.
This is Doc Toulouse Scott telling you about jellyfish today. You are going to learn about 50 different species and which ones to stay away from. So thank you very much.
You like pretty girls?
Let's see about that question. Sure, who doesn't? That's all I say about that. And it's fun just to look at them, and when they come, it's like, whoa. All right, wow, you just talked to me. I don't know what for.
What did you say?
She said hi. I didn't know who that was. That girl said hi, so I say hi back. One of the girls came out and said, oh. That's her. Hi.
Johnny Depp, he's cute. Oh, I have a crush on him. I can't help it. The Pirates of the Caribbean, I'm up in front watching a movie. I have to leave my mom and dad. They have to go in the back.
Yeah, you don't want to watch it before.
No. Because they'd be like, what are you doing? I'm like, I want to watch the guy, okay?
I like Pamela Anderson.
It's not time to kiss her yet.
I'm not kissing Olivia. Her parents would bust me if I did.
You go out to the movies with her.
She's Christian, I'm Jewish.
Well, you can still go to the movies.
I mean, I was going back to the kissing part. I'm afraid of what her father would do if I kissed her. I'm afraid he might call me a sinner.
Oh gosh, I don't think so.
I mean, I'm afraid he might just get
I mean,
mad.
if she started the kissing, then
You
yeah.
can't tell him what their father does for a living.
Oh no.
He's a preacher.
Yeah, he's a preacher.
What makes you happy, Ben?
Well, seeing my girlfriend makes me very happy.
So what's it mean to go to the prom?
It means a lot of things.
What, well, in what respect?
You know, deserves all my respect.
Yeah?
That I can give to her. She deserves it.
All right, so what's this evening going to bring for you guys?
I don't know. I think it's gonna bring us joy and happiness and unforgettableness, I think.
Awesome.
I'm probably one of the luckiest guys in the world.
Oh my gosh.
Yes way, Jose.
Everything is right out there. You know, there are no secrets. So yeah, it took him about, I don't know, several months to work up to kissing her on the cheek. Well, now they kiss, you know, on the lips, kiss, but short kisses. He's trying to figure out now, how does he move to the next level?
Tell me about your love life. How's Clancy?
She's good. She's really good. She's been hinting on marriage. It's coming up, but we're gonna have to wait for another 2 or 3 years, probably.
You haven't proposed yet, though, right?
No.
Have you thought about that?
I have, but
How will you do it? Is
I
it
have-
going to put
I
a ring
have-
and a set of drums or something?
that would be
On a drumstick.
On a drumstick. Yeah.
That would seem appropriate.
Yeah.
You know, when you said she's talking about marriage, you had that look of fear on your face.
I know.
It transcends any disability. All men have that.
It does that.
Tell me about that, when you met each other.
It was just kind of happened, you know.
Yeah, we were just talking to each other and kind of started knowing more about each other, and we just kind of
kind of bonded.
Bonded very easily.
Now, Clancy, do you remember when Seth came up and talked to you that first time? Do you remember what you were thinking? Like, gosh, he's cute, or what's going through your mind? Do you remember?
I thought he was very cute and like, I don't know. I just was hoping that he would say something.
Do you remember, Seth?
It's been so long ago, but the flame's there.
Do you guys think about children?
We've discussed that off and on. I think we might like to adopt children, being that our disability is genetic, and we don't want to have. It's not that we don't want to have kids. It's just that, you know, we want them to have a good life and not struggle. We want the best for our children.
And I think it's a blessing for us to be able to eventually provide for a child who would otherwise not have a loving, caring family.
How'd you get the nerve to ask her out on a date? How did that work?
I just did.
You remember what you said?
I remember what I said, but she can tell you the first kiss, Valentine's Day.
Oh no, just.
Yeah, I want to hear about that.
Oh.
We like wrestling. We went to wrestling. I mean, I drove in my car. She met me there, and we went to wrestling, and I gave her a kiss and told her, don't forget where it came from, and then after that, it was on.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, but she had a baby last year here at Vanderbilt, April 29th of last year, and it's been real difficult because we thought might have had Williams syndrome, but luckily it didn't have Williams syndrome. But I guess the best way to put it, due to her Williams syndrome, we just chose for a family member to adopt a baby, and that's been real hard on us. But she can go see the baby anytime, you know, we know where it's at and all that. And that's been sort of hard on us.
Yeah, that's tough. Huh? Yeah. But it sounds like you guys have a really good thing going.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you crying because you're happy, or are you sad, or both, or what's going on?
Both.
Yeah. What are you happy about?
That I could still see her. I really do want to see her.
Your daughter? What's her name?
Sarah.
Oh, she's pretty. When you found out she had Williams syndrome, what was that day? When was that?
We found out in September of '09 when she was about 9 months old, and it's very heartbreaking at first, but it's kind of like you just have to take it one day at a time, and of course you can see she's a beautiful baby and we love her with everything, so.
No one ever planned to be the parent of a child with a disability. And so then the question is, you have this kid and you love this kid, what do you do? And I think, you know, in the work that I do, the question isn't how do you fix it as much as how do you live with a child with a disability in a way that's good for you and good for the child and good for your family. And so much of that isn't, you know, it isn't like some big idealistic thing. It's about the moment-to-moment interactions that you have with your child. Count the blessings first, and then we'll figure out how to do something with the challenges. But there are endless blessings to count. And when you see a child that has Williams syndrome that's so full of life and so happy that you don't think about that's a child with a disability, you think, wow, what a cool kid. You know, what a really cool kid.
So why do you want to be a hospital clown?
Well, because I want to help kids who need help. I want to be for them when they're in pain. I think anyone would. There's no doubt. When someone has pain, it's a bad thing.
It's very striking and very obvious that we learn a very great deal about who we are ourselves from studying something as unusual and as compelling in a sense as Williams syndrome.
Reach out to someone else who has a disability, and be their friend, You never know what can happen once you reach out and you love someone, and they get to teach you so much more than you ever expected them to teach you.
The Williams have kind of freshness and innocence and a special way of approaching people. It coexists with lots of anxieties. Those are areas one would like to fix. But these are interesting and important juxtapositions, so we can be clear about what it is we want to fix and what it is we want to understand.
Libiamo negli eti calici che la bellezza infiora, e là fuggevol ora s'inebria voluta. Libiamo